Hello and welcome to a little film about a little find I made. That nice bottle that's in the middle there. I was walking my dog in a wood about 5 or 6 miles to the east of Lincoln. She went wading in the stream and I went in as well and thought, that's an odd shaped bottle, that looks quite old. Picked it up and brought it home. Now the stream is quite shallow at the moment and looks very innocuous, but during the flooding that we had a few months ago, the stream looked very different. That's not the stream, that's a road going over the stream, and there's such a force of water that rather than going through the culvert underneath the road, the water's rushing across the road, and there was a roaring noise at the time and a wall of water, and it was a little bit scary, and I was a bit apprehensive and trying to make sure my dog didn't go into that and get swept away. But now it's nice and tranquil little stream, and found that bottle in it, probably been swept down in that flooding. Now, I'm not an expert on bottles. I'm aware that people do collect bottles, so excuse my ignorance of anything, but I could tell from the shape of it, it wasn't sort of a recently manufactured bottle. It had a slightly sort of homemade-y, sort of unusual shape to it. As you can see, the bottom's not completely properly circular. The only damage was a slight chip to the top and a slight crack to the neck. I came home and I was quite interested, so I googled how you can date these bottles, and that top there dates to somewhere between about 1890 and 1910 apparently, so it's good 120 years old. On the front of it said Norton and Turton, Lincoln. I live in Lincoln. I thought, let's do a bit of research and find out where this bottle is from and who Norton and Turton are. Well, apparently there were merchants importing wine, beers and spirits based at the Waterside North, which is by the Brayford Pool in Lincoln, where boats came out the river and would unload their goods, and also had an agricultural supply premises at St Swithin Square, where they bought and sold grain. Now there's a guy called William Ellis, and he founded a brewery at the Leopard Inn on Steep Hill. The Leopard Inn has long since gone. By 1872 the Ellis Brewery moved to Drury Lane, Lincoln, and seems to be run by his son Richard, who also seems to be running the Crown pub at some point as well. In 1898 they're taken over by Norton and Turton, about the time of this bottle. Later on they were taken over by Hewitt Brothers of Grimsby, and they were acquired by Northern Breweries, who were taken over by Charringtons, that merged into with Bass to become Bass Charrington, part of this big sort of setting up of big super breweries and mass produced horrible beer in the late 60s and the 70s. Now Norton and Turton, we know from that they're established in 1816. There's lots of adverts like this one appear in an old Lincoln newspapers, so we know about their base. The brewery appears in a postcard, which I've seen quite a few copies of. This is a colorized version of it, and you can see it down the bottom. Ellis, the brewer, down there. Which is right near Lincoln Castle, which happens to be near where I happen to work at the moment. Ironically, the brewery is now an art gallery. So, amazing the things you find. Thank you very much. Thank you to my friend Tim for giving me some sort of hints and tips on how to look this up. And I hope you enjoy listening to this weird story of odd things that you can find when you're out and about. Thank you.